late as always. But we wouldn't be us if we weren't late. How are we all? Is there anybody
Yes,
actually there?
because we haven't got anyone on the chat yet. So if there's anybody alive out there, if you can make your presence known. But yeah, anyway. So
Speak
what we
now,
talk
forever hold your peace.
exactly. Oh no, it's just coming up on our, because I don't know whether anyone else does this. We have the live running on here, and then we on the phone, right, and then on the laptop we have all the comments and stuff.
There's
So
always
yeah,
a bit of a delay, isn't there?
there is a delay. But yeah, anyway, so if anyone's there, can you just put like hello in the chat, and yeah, we'll say hello really. So what are we talking about today then?
Well, just general chatter really, reseller chatter and what we've been up to. Because we did a chat a couple of weeks ago. We promised we'd do another one in a couple of weeks because people seem to quite enjoy the casual little natter that we were doing. We said we've got 6 people. Identify yourselves.
Oh, there you go. There's a wave.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hang on. There's come up on here. Look.
Hello. I can't see that without my glasses on.
Okay, hello. And
Hello.
wave back.
Wave.
So yeah, we're talking about reselling stuff. So yes,
I mean,
discuss.
If you're new to the channel, I'm Jen, and you're bored by the look of it. Jen and Alexis, so that's flipping retro, and we buy stuff, we sell stuff, and we mostly eat pot noodles.
Normally.
But we're full-time resellers. We both have our own eBay shops.
Yeah, we do now, and we used to back in the day have a shop that we ran between us.
Yeah.
But since I think a few months ago, basically, we decided that we were going to have our own shop each, and you were going to have clothes on yours, and I was going to have books on mine. So
hello,
yeah, that's what we've done. Hello.
Nice to see you. To see you, nice.
Yes.
So I sell clothes, and you sell books, basically.
Yeah, so it's not everything that we sell, but it is the majority of what is on our separate stores. And then, I mean, I do sell bits and bobs of other stuff. So recently, I sold a air raid, Jonathan Wass for you, an air raid Warden, Second World War sign, which was from Joan. So thank you, Joan, if you're watching. And that was that went for £25, I think. So I do sell bits and pieces like that as well on my shop. You do sell other stuff on yours, don't you? Sometimes when you get stuff in,
mostly stuff that my dad kind of sends my way. So at the last few weeks, I sold a Karma Chameleon telephone from the 90s.
Yeah, so it's just stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're open to selling most stuff, really, aren't we?
I suppose the good thing about those old telephones really is that I mean, there's no way to test them anymore, is there? So
we haven't got a phone line in here, have we?
But then the phone lines were cut off, weren't they?
Oh yeah, it's all digital now.
Yeah, so basically, there doesn't seem to be much of a way of testing them, and even if we could, if somebody had that in their house, they wouldn't be able to use it anyway. So, yeah, you just sell them really as ornaments now, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much. The way everything's going now, it's all technology, isn't it? I suppose.
It's all technology.
That's all technology.
So it's all like digital, isn't it, and stuff like that. So things like that would need to be tested because people are more likely to use them. But the further back you go, the less likely. Well, I mean, in some cases, people would never use this stuff anymore. So it's not as, I suppose, required to test stuff. Really, from like ages ago.
No, but I mean, I've got a vintage Mickey Mouse phone at the moment, and I've written in the listing it does work. The animation does work because it moves around and stuff. But I haven't been able to test the phone line because I haven't got a phone line. So I didn't realise they'd been cut off completely.
No, I think that was quite a while back. Probably like maybe, I don't know, a couple of years, maybe.
I'm up to date as always.
Yeah.
So how's everyone's sales been? eBay's been quite quiet for me. I think I had one sale yesterday on eBay, but about 10 on Vinted. Vinted's been on fire.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people having a moan about Vinted and stuff, saying their sales are dropping off on there, and Is it that anything that that Vinted is doing that's causing that to happen? Well, this seems to be a pretty common pattern. Is that when people feel that their sales are dropping, it's got to be the sites, isn't it? There's something wrong with the sites. Now, sometimes that is true, isn't it? But other times it's just consumer habits, isn't it? It's do you have the stuff that people want to buy? It's not always about just the sites are rubbish and there must be something wrong with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, afternoon, car boot Chris. Nice to see you.
Yes, afternoon. Yes.
Yeah, but Vinted's been really good for me lately. As I say, I've had about 10 sales yesterday, and one of those was a jacket I've had for a long time. I bought for £10. It's a Ralph Lauren jacket, and it's suede, and I sold that for 50 on Vinted. So I'm quite pleased about that because there's no fees, and if I sold it for 50 on eBay, obviously I'd get about £4.50 for it.
Do you want also to show, because you have a new setup?
I'm desperate to show my new toy.
So Jen has got a new setup with how she's going to take photos. So you have been using the Chat GPT stuff that you got from eBay to put clothes on a mannequin, and then I think we had this discussion between us, didn't we? Like, wouldn't it be better just to have a mannequin you can put the clothes on so people can see the actual thing on a mannequin?
Yeah.
So that's what she's done, is she's gone ahead and bought stuff. But check this out that she got this morning. Honestly, she's really pleased with it, but it does look rather dodgy. Hello, chop chop, busy, work, and it's saying spooky. I was rummaging for pot noodle. Yeah,
I'm gonna dance with it.
So show the boobs, because this. She said, "Is this my female one?" I was like, "You think? Because I don't know whether you're allowed to say that in this day and age.
So
but,
what?
Is this the female one? But yeah, I don't know whether this is like.
Do you want to open it live on camera? And we'll see if it's cracked or not. But it's only a half a body.
It does feel a bit flimsy. I won't lie to you.
Where's the scissors?
The scissors are over there, and I won't lie to you. It does feel a little bit flimsy, but it is it's ow. It's kind of what you need, isn't it? Here you go. You can open it. I'm not going to hold it for you.
That's what she said. I've also got a man in a box over there as well.
Bit Alice in Chains there for you.
What did Chris say?
I can't remember if I asked you on the podcast, are you two separate business entities? Both sole traders or a partnership? Okay, we work as a partnership. So we do work as that, but we have our separate eBay stores because we sell separate stuff and we want to keep it all separate. There you go.
So in short, partnership, aren't we?
Partnership, but separate in some of the stuff that we do, and our workspace as well. Because you're just too chaotic, and I'm too tidy for you. So
I don't know who's really tidy. I know that I'm like the Tasmanian devil. I'm trying to think of something to compare you to. Oh, actually, I don't know if YouTube will ban us for that.
It's a mannequin.
I know, but you know what they're like. One of our first ever lives, I noticed yesterday when I was looking through, was demonetised, and it says for inappropriate content, but I don't know what it was. It doesn't say what it was. So maybe we said something untoward.
To be fair though, these lives generally get viewers when they go out, and nobody really watches them after that anyway. So it's not as kind of terrible.
Yeah, very cold. This one's smuggling peanuts.
Okay, so basically now you've said that and gripped its bosoms. It's just like, that's fine. That's not inappropriate in any way.
Although,
we won't get demonetized. What?
It's supposed to have a hanger with it, but it is. There's a hanger, so it hangs up, and then you put the clothes on it.
But it looks alright, does it?
It looks absolutely fine. Yeah, I can't see any issue with it. And it's a bit slim for my tastes, but
yeah. Shall we not do the bloke, because the bloke's going to have a bulge, isn't he?
Does anyone want to see the man?
Oh man.
If anyone wants to see the man, I'll get the man out. I think Alexis is fed up with me. No, I'll put it back here then, no problem.
Because what she's doing is leaving all her rubbish all over my bloody floor.
Yeah, as I said, Tasmanian devil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nightmare to work with. which is fine for me, but not
Fine
for
for
you.
you?
Well, if I work with myself, I've only got myself to blame, haven't I?
Yeah, true, actually, yeah. Right, so yes. So the two separate businesses, yes, that's what we work as.
Yep, we work separately but together.
Yeah, because well, when we started this, we were living in a house where I had a like little office area, and then you were working. I think you had a corner in like an upstairs room, and then you were sat on the sofa. But we had loads of space there, so there was storage space. There was like could go to separate rooms. But since moving into this flat, there isn't that, so we can't do that anymore. So we now have had to work in offices, but we did work together in this office actually at one point, and you worked up the far. So this end where I'm pointing is the far end of the office, and that's where she was sat when she worked in here. But yeah,
It looked a bit like a before and after video. You know when you watch I don't know if you watch any hoarder videos, but my side of the room looked like the before the cleaners had come in, and then Alexis's side looked like they'd been in and sorted it all out. It was nice and clean, and that drove you mad.
well, it was kind of good that your end wasn't the end of the office near the door, because then we wouldn't have been able to leave or get in or anything. Because to be fair, like she's not the only one like this. The other person we live with is exactly the same as you.
Sounds like we're in a throuple.
Yeah, our unicorn. No.
My
That's not the
son.
case. Is exactly the same. So I end up kind of, I don't know, just like at the end of my tether. I is the only way I can put it with stuff, because it is just constant as well. Like crap everywhere.
Have we got a name for the mannequins? No, but feel free to name them if you want to.
So yes, the lady. I mean, she's armless, and she's also legless as well, which just
Well, this
bit of
time of year, most
lunchtime
people are,
drinking.
aren't they?
Lunchtime drinking, you see, liquid lunch.
But
So
I'm
yeah,
hoping that's going to make it a little bit easier. Just had a transaction suspended, but that's fine. That was because someone didn't collect their parcel from the locker, and then it got
yeah,
returned.
yeah. We were talking about this in the last video. Actually, is like is that one of your pet hates, when somebody doesn't collect a parcel and just lets it return, like, or I think with the offers as well.
Yeah, people send an offer
Yeah,
and then ghost you completely. Does your edit or does my
yeah.
editing?
But people do that on eBay now as well. If they don't put automatic payment, they just do that anyway.
Depop is the worst for it, because out of every 10 offers you get on Depop, you're lucky if one of those actually goes through and buys the item. And apparently it's quite prolific on there.
Yeah.
Just had a lazy buyer not pick up also. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's annoying, isn't it? And then they don't even message you to say, "Oh God, sorry, I forgot," or "This was busy, I was busy with that. Can we sort it out?" It's just like tumbleweed, isn't it? Unfortunately.
So what is your strategy that you use? Because I know with stuff like that, personally, I would just leave it, and if they pick it up, they pick it up. If they don't, they don't. But then there are a lot of buyers. I've had a lot of, not buyers, sellers, where they say, for example, like I have to go and pick something up from the locker, but it gets down to the very last day, and I get a reminder to say 24 hours to go or whatever. So this seller will then message me constantly and say, "When are you picking it up?" I know I had this during COVID as well. It was
Oh
like
God, yeah, I remember that.
it was a sugar. It was a £2 book, right? And that was all it was, but it went to the locker. Now we had COVID at the time, so we had the type where you get, like the stomach complaints and stuff with it. So anyway, I was in no fit state just to rush down to the locker to like grab this book, but this woman wouldn't kind of, I don't know, understand, I suppose, that in that circumstance I can't really rush out of the house to go and get it. And she was saying all these things like, "Can't you get somebody else to pick it up for you? Can't you just do this? Can't you do that?" And it's just like, I'm just going to go and get it because it felt like being harassed in
Yeah.
the end. And in the end, I just went down to the locker and was just like, you know what, I'm just going to pick it up because I wanted it. I did want it, is the thing, but it was just also a pain in the bum. And then I blocked her afterwards.
Vinted is a whole different world of crazy, though, isn't it?
Mm.
The people that you get on there. I mean, there's a whole page on Facebook, more than one page, dedicated to the idiots of Vinted. What does that say?
So tried reminding near late time, but I left bad feedback because I reminded them. So no message to remind and no messages on a failed collection. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, is it really?
That's pain in the arse.
You know, yeah, because for some people it's just like, they ignore it. But yeah, I suppose you could get bad feedback.
I got a listing
Maybe off some
removed
people.
on Vintage yesterday, annoyingly, because I'd removed the background from my photo, so it was just a white
Mhm.
background, and they don't like that. And this is the
Yeah.
first I'd heard of it. And I tried to explain to them that it's because I'm a pro account and I like to make the pictures look, professional. And they were like, no, because basically, unless there's any clutter in the background, this is what they said, unless there's any household clutter in the background, we don't know it's your item. Where's the sense in that?
Okay, so a lot of pictures I take are on just a plain old table that's completely one colour. Now, where is the household clutter in the background on that? Like where's the household clutter on just a plain white or whatever colour table? Where is
Yeah.
it?
And people have been banned
Bullshit.
for listing brand new items, too many brand new items, even though they've
Mm,
got a pro account.
yeah.
And I don't understand what it's all about.
Mhm.
Oi, oi, Leo. We were just talking about you. We were just talking about how messy me and you are. This is my son Leo, by the way. Um, I have Royal Mail blocked because the labels never match the size and weight. See,
Mhm.
I blocked Royal Mail as well because I don't like having to go in with the code thing and it doesn't print it out. But when someone can still buy and they can still select that option, and it says at the top, this buyer has selected an option that you do not offer. You can cancel this with no negative
Yeah.
feedback. But what's the point in saying you don't want it? They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I suppose it's a good thing that you can cancel it with no repercussion to any feedback or anything like that. So yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose, is you can cancel it, but it does feel like a massive waste of time because it is.
Yeah, because when you get a
Really.
sale, it's like, yes, that's sold, and it's like, oh,
Mm.
for God's sake.
Oh, and the saga of like the Americans being on Vinted. I found one
Go
American
on.
on Vinted. I don't know if anyone else has noticed any Americans buying or selling yet, but there was a book I think I was looking at, and I went into the profile, and the postage. I think the postage was a bit more than normal, and it's for a book, right? So I had a look at their profile, and it had all like import tax and that, and it was from America, from Florida, I believe.
Yeah,
So just to let you know, if you're buying something off Vinted and it comes from America, it seems as though this is the breakdown I had on the screen, not literally a breakdown, Jen, before you say anything, right? So the breakdown of pricing actually did say that Vinted would cover the import tax for the item. So yeah, I mean, brilliant, really.
yeah. But, I mean, you get enough problems it going down the road or like in this country, let alone how it comes from
Yeah.
America. I can't imagine how it's going to be. But I haven't had any. When I sent offers, I've not noticed any of them being abroad yet in America, and I've definitely not had any sales to America. So I don't know if anybody else has. What's been said?
Yeah, so if you block it, why does the payment thing go through anyway? Because Vinted will override the block that you've put on the postage. So if you deselect Royal Mail, they will still allow that to be selected, but you do have the choice to cancel, and then you don't get any negative feedback if you cancel.
Basically, Vintage do whatever they feel like on the
I
day.
have had that recently. For the only thing I've had that for is I sent or was going to send a printer, and it was a large, obviously large, heavy item. So there was a service that the buyer selected, which was, I think it was Yodel or DPD or one of them, like pick up from home and then deliver to home the other end, and it kept happening, and that's because that's the only service they offer for that large heavy printer that I was selling, so that's why that happened. um and then we've got Chop Chop says, had that today, but I always put agreed with buyer. That way you don't get a dink.
Yeah.
Um, and then that's really stupid. On Vinted's end, there's also a comment
Yeah.
as well.
There's a lot about Vinted that doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
I still use it because I do get quite good sales, and as long as it all goes fine, it's marvellous. If there's any issues, you might as well just write it off because you've got no chance of getting any sense out of Vinted, in my opinion.
Their customer service is pretty shocking. I mean, there's a lot of bots on there that they use
Yeah.
off the bat, and then it takes ages for an actual rep to get back to you, who generally just write stuff from a script anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't really get anyone. See, with eBay, you do get a little bit more like, it depends on which rep you get as to what the conclusion of something is, because some of them are a little bit more like happy to actually deal with it properly, whereas others want like to just cut corners and stuff. So it does all depend,
Hi,
doesn't
Porky.
it? So Chop Chop says sell new, but I open one, I take photos and put a new photo in photos and new with tags selected. Sold 50 items this Christmas, just swap photos around and title one listed at a time. That's on Vinted, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You've got to be quite sneaky with Vinted, and you've got to just do things however you can.
You can be reported for multi-listing as well. So if you were to put in the description, like, I have 50 of these, yeah, I mean, I don't know how people think the payment side of things is going to go through if they're 50.
But as soon as if I've got multiple,
weird.
as soon as it's sold, I'll just change the picture slightly and put it back up again.
I think, to be honest with you, there isn't a whole lot of customer service now that is actually really that great to deal with.
No.
Maybe because, I don't know, maybe because they're inundated, so there's a bit of diplomacy for you, but some of it is just rubbish. And what I recently had a really good experience with one of these. That was, of course, that was PlusNet, wasn't it? Actually, I had a
They
really
were
good
fantastic. They
experience
were really
with
good. Not sponsored.
Contact, and yeah, with Contact and them, and they were actually really quick to deal with the issue and just did it, got it done. And I was really surprised.
Yeah,
Actually.
both of us were. It was like,
yeah, because
really?
you go into it when you talk to them expecting just to have problems. So I think a lot of people do that. Really, it's like going into an NHS hospital. You expect it to be shit, don't you? And then some people go in with that attitude, and then they're really horrible to the staff and stuff like that because of it, even though those ones haven't specifically done anything wrong on that day. But yeah, it's the expectation versus the reality of actually going in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's Vinted is like, I don't know, the Wild West of selling, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do get quite good sales on there, so I'll keep at it, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen a lot of people do, it's the usual thing of like, oh, actually, I'm not going to sell on here anymore. It's shit. I'm going to go back to eBay, and then they go back to eBay, and then about 6 months later, it's like, oh, it's shit selling on here. I'm going to go back to Vinted. So there is a bit of yo-yoing between the two places.
Yeah.
But they are sometimes they're equally as like awful with some of the stuff. It's just I don't know, persevere with it. Take the rough with the smooth,
Yeah.
roll with the punches and all the other sorts of things that I can think of. Because none of these things are absolutely 100% foolproof and perfect, are there? There's plenty of people, who are fools, I suppose, on these things as well.
Yeah.
So they're not foolproof. So love Vinted, my eBay's dead. Yeah, you do find that you get quite a lot of sales from Vinted, don't you?
It'll never be on the site. I'll never get loads of Vinted and loads of eBay. It's either one or the other. And I mean, I'll get an Etsy once in the blue moon. Excuse me. And and a Depop once in a blue moon. But the main two are definitely Vinted and eBay. You can get more money on eBay, but then again, you have to weigh it up because on eBay you've got all the fees, and so you make £20. They'll take £5 or £6 off in fees, and then if you're offering free postage, that's another £2 or £3 gone. So you might as well just sell it for cheaper on Vinted with no fees.
And can we also point out something we recently discovered about Etsy is when you first sign up, there is a button that you can press which says that you allow them to advertise off-site.
Yeah.
Just bear that in mind, because if you then start selling stuff, you will get fees. But then you can go into your settings and you can switch off stop advertising off-site. But that's not the end of it, because you will still get fees, won't you? You have to go in. I can't remember where it was. You can Google it and find out exactly where it is, because top of my head I don't remember. But you can go in and you have to switch all of that off to not get any of that, right? Because your fees can be fairly astronomical depending on the price of the item if you forget and you leave that switched on, like we did. And if you sell an expensive item, they will take a huge wedge of money.
Yeah,
basically.
they will.
Yeah.
And you've got to weigh up whether, because I had it on and then took it off and I had no views or anything.
Yeah.
And I had no sales, so I put it back on again. But I've had no sales since. But I mean, Etsy's quite quiet anyway for us, isn't it? And when I used to sell the ceramic stuff, I used to get quite a lot of sales on Etsy. I think that a lot of the stuff is like ceramics or antiques or that kind of stuff. But with retro clothing, I think it's a bit more. People go to there's other places that people will go to first before Etsy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also like if because I've got quite a lot of posters I'm trying to sell from my own collection at the moment. I know you said about putting them on Etsy, but you've got to remember that if you are going to set up on Etsy, you have to pay now. I don't think you had to for a long time, but there's a setup fee of 11 quid, I believe, now in the UK.
It's 16.
Oh, it's gone up to 16. So 16 quid. So just bear in mind, your first sale is probably not going to make you any money at all on that basis. Yeah. Depending on the amount it sells for. So Chop Chop says, I'm hoping the Americans come in on Vinted for cheap ceramics, as my eBay mid-century stuff is long tail, like years long tail.
What does that mean?
The Americans are on Vinted. I don't know whether they do have to specially sign up and put that they will send to the UK or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know whether this is just enforced by Vinted that they have to. Whether they can opt in or out, because I've only found one so far.
Yeah,
and I'm on there all the time.
I haven't seen anyone on YouTube or on the reselling groups that I'm on say about anything at all about having sales to America. So it was all this kind of panic at first, and people saying, "Well, I don't want to sell to America, and I'll just cancel it." And I've heard nothing.
It's like the usual thing. Not being funny, right? Is there are always these little insider bits of rumours and stuff that go round, and then people panic, and they panic like poo their pants panic, and then it comes to pretty much not either nothing or not very much at all.
GP, GDS, TFG.
Oh, the
I can't remember what it was called.
Oh God, it's written on this board over here. Hang on, GSPR,
right? GSPR. Everyone kind of went into mad panic.
Yeah. And it turns out it only applies to products that were made after the date the GSPR became enforced, which was the 13th of December 2024. So, which is weird, okay, because on Etsy again, right, if you list on there and you list anything that is more recent, and I'm talking from sort of the last 20 years, that's what they say is recent. Basically, with them, you then have to provide a production partner, and I don't know how to get round that. I really don't. I mean, if it's really vintage, like if it's if it is over 20 years old, then they don't bother with any of that. So it's just, I don't know. It's a faff, isn't it?
It is really an absolute faff.
Yeah.
I am currently doing a charity challenge to raise money for the Trussell Trust, who are organised food banks in the UK. I bought something for £1, an item for £1, and what I'm going to do is sell that, then with the proceeds buy something more expensive, and so on and so forth, until I raise enough money to give to them for Christmas.
Do you have a goal with the money, or just however much you can get?
However much I could possibly get. But my first one was I bought a Cath Kidston purse, and that sold. I bought it for £1, and that sold on Vinted last night for £3. So I've got £3 now. I'm going to go to the charity shops when we do the post in a little while, pick something up hopefully for £3 and sell it for more.
Or £1, preferably, to make a profit.
Or £1 to make a profit, or 3 things, but I'll spend that for the whole £3, and then hopefully raise lots of money.
I didn't mean you were going to pocket the other 2 quid. I meant that you were going to use £1 and then put that 2 quid aside and then keep adding to the profits. But whatever's.
There's 15 people in our chat, but only 3 people have liked it. Could all 15 people go to the like thing, please.
Yeah.
We'd be very grateful. That can be our Christmas present from you.
To be honest with you, we are coming up to the end.
We are coming up to the end. And we
because we
haven't
do
had
half
any
hour.
fluffy muffin, which I'm very upset about. But we have had the lovely chop chop. Guilty as charged. What for, Leo? What did I just say? I'm confused. I'm very, very confused.
Be interesting how return works with the United States. Oh, okay. So yeah, that could be. Well, that will be a problem, won't it? And I suppose that will be instant refunds in that case, unless,
Yeah.
of course, there's something set up where they can return them.
And what if you send something to America and the person doesn't collect it if it's like going to a locker or something?
Yeah.
Who then pays for it to come all the way back to
See,
you?
now that would warrant continuous messaging, wouldn't it, really? Yeah, within the last 24-hour period of time.
Absolutely crazy.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else we wanted to talk about, was there?
No, that was just sort of rambling on for half an hour, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got posts to be getting on with and other bits and
I've got
bobs, and that's it,
Bodies
really.
to be hanging.
Again. Again.
So thanks everyone for joining us. It was nice to have a little chat and a natter. Please do like, subscribe, comment, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, get the algorithm picking these up.
Yeah,
because
our views are like, it's a good job we do this because we like it, really. Because our views are just
Well, if I'm honest with you, I have looked at sort of other reselling channels, and some of them, they have, you know, the sales, the views have dipped a bit on other reseller videos. So I don't know whether people are just falling out of
maybe
totally
everyone's
falling
fed
out of
up
favour.
of us, not us, but us resellers.
As a group. Well, they were anyway, I think, to be honest with you.
Maybe everyone will be reinfused in January when they've got their New Year's resolutions. New year, new me.
Oh,
bollocks. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough natter. We'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll bring a video out next week sometime, and we'll see you then. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Much love. Bye.
Bye.